Doing what's right will make you unpopular, maybe even put you at risk. If you know you're fixing what must be fixed, don't worry about being fired, blamed, betrayed. The work matters more than you. Hello everybody. Today I want to talk about something we all see at some point. Trying to fix a mistake or an error, something that did not necessarily occur on purpose, or steer a broken system toward what's right. And suddenly you're finding yourself misunderstood at best, or labeled as the bad guy. Many cultures have stories like this, and it looks like it's a universal phenomenon. And the Torah gives us one of the most exciting examples in Parashat Toldot and Vayetzei. A mother, Rebecca, recognizes a profound imbalance. The blessing that should have gone to the future father of the Jewish people, the one who carries the covenant forward, has landed with the wrong person. Her favorite son, Jacob, is the one who is fit for this responsibility. The one who grasped Esau's heel at birth, ends up paying a lifetime of cost to make it right. Let's be honest, Esau was the firstborn. The Torah says the first one emerged red, all of him, like a hairy mantle, and they called his name Esau. Birth order mattered. Primogeniture was the default setting of the ancient world. But something had already gone profoundly wrong from the start. It seems like nature did not follow God's plan, something that happens at least once in a while, and passed a verdict according to which the birthright blessing is going to be issued to the wrong person, the wrong personality. The Midrashim are not unanimous about Esau. A few voices, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai among them, try to find something redeemable in him. Some anonymous rabbinic commentary suggests that if only Esau had waited 5 more minutes, he might have developed patience. But the overwhelming rabbinic tradition reads Esau as the embodiment of everything the Jewish people cannot be. Impulsive, contemptuous of spiritual inheritance. Here, take my birthright, I'm starving today. And later, he became a murderer. The sages even identify him with Rome, Edom, the violent powers that would persecute Israel throughout history. Even his physical appearance, he was red, big, hairy, signals danger, not nobility. And by the way, being red may be a sign of a high blood pressure and may lead to early death. Together with eating venison regularly, that's a terrible mixture in terms of health. In any case, a violent man raging in the wilderness on dopamine hits all the time was not fit to be a father of a great nation, of the chosen people, of the Jewish people. Also, Esau didn't fulfill one of the important requirements to be a Jew. He didn't have chutzpah. And some minimal amount of chutzpah is necessary to be a Jew. Plus, to be a father of the Jewish people, you have to be stable and live in moderation. So yes, Esau was the firstborn, but it was a cosmic error that had to be corrected if the covenant was going to survive in the right hands. The wrong son was born first. The future of the chosen people could not be entrusted to a man who sells eternity for a bowl of stew. And I don't care how good that cholent was. Correcting such an error is never simple. Once birth order is established, it is reinforced by time, expectation, habit, culture. Reversing it takes more than a good cholent and a clever trick with goatskins. It demands decades of sacrifice, struggle, and personal pain. Jacob pays that price in full. He flees for his life, works 14 years for the woman he loves, endures the abuse and manipulation of Laban, wrestles with a mysterious figure until dawn, and lives with a limp for the rest of his life. It's a living testament to the struggle, sacrifice, and courage to set what was wrong on the right path. And frankly, I'd be limping too if I had spent 20 years dodging angry relatives and wrestling mysterious strangers at night. During that long, painful transition, the one who is actually fixing the original mistake is typically seen as the villain. The problem is that people notice only the immediate disruption, the storm that kind of a person creates. They do not see the larger purpose, the bigger picture. This entire story contains a pattern we see often in life. Changing the order of things is very often met with resistance, sometimes a fierce one. And things can get really bad if the change that is reasonable and justified is implemented in a not necessarily kosher way. Then really hell can break loose, erupting in arguments like, it's Machiavellism, the end does not justify the means, and so on. And while these arguments are often right, there are situations when they are not right. When saying things like that is not right. When the person that is implementing the change is actually right. Whenever a familiar order is challenged, even for the better, people cling to what they know. Change can feel overwhelming, even a small change. Think of it like trying to convince your office to switch coffee brands. Everyone resists, even if it's obviously better. A new approach, a fresh idea, a correction of a deep mistake is often resisted, even if it's necessary. Sometimes the very person trying to make things right is blamed and attacked. The Torah shows us the cost of correction, decades of struggle, pain, and sacrifice. The one who bears the burden of setting things right is often vilified in the moment. And yet, the ultimate purpose, correction, healing, long-term benefit, is seen only with time. The hope is that those holding on to the old ways don't crush the very person who's trying to set things right. The hope is also that, in time, the purpose of the change becomes clear. Here is a radical challenge. Doing what's right will make you unpopular, maybe even put you at risk. If you know you're fixing what must be fixed, don't worry about being fired, blamed, betrayed. The work matters more than you. Keep going, stand firm, trust that in time, the purpose of your actions will become clear. Or, as management experts say, if they are upset now, congratulations, you're doing it right. Jacob's story is timeless because it shows both the cost and the courage required to correct a profound mistake. The blessing was passed to him, but the consequences were painful and unjust. And yet he bore it anyway, for the sake of what was right. The Torah invites us to see both truths together. The correction being made is necessary, and the suffering it brings is real and unfair, but enduring it is part of fulfilling a larger purpose. This is the lesson for anyone trying to set things right, whether in family, community, or work. Change is hard. The immediate consequences are visible, but the long-term impact is the measure of the work's success. And sometimes the world will only recognize the value of your work long after the fact. Did something like this ever happen to you? share your story below. And please like, share, and subscribe. And see you next time.